pounds naturally and kept that thing off. Many people can't say that, but I can. And I say it happily. I say it braggily. I know that what I've accomplished is by the grace of God. And I know that the maintenance is by the grace of God and my self discipline, self willingness, and self agility, refusal to quit, refusal to give up, and to refusal to make you more relevant than me. Never will happen, boo. Don't worry about it. I'm always going to be on my journey. I don't care what nobody's saying, but I'm always going to be on my journey. Go do whatever you're doing, wherever you're doing it at, but I'm going to be on my journey. And I'm going to be living. Okay. So I know, like, oh, I can do it because of so and so. That's not going to be my story. I'm still doing me. I'm still going to do my journey, especially my health journey. You know what I'm saying? Understand what I'm saying? I'm always real clear about that. So people say, "Oh, why you do what you do?" I don't do it for you. I do it for me, and as a result, you get to benefit too, if that makes sense. Because I still show up regardless. If I show up on here, I'm showing up regardless. So I'm one of those people where I'm not just showing up for you to tap a like button, drop me a gift. I'm showing up because I was going to show up regardless if you showed up or not. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome on in. I've started so many challenges, like with people in groups, on teams, and they can all quit, not do the challenge. They can all leave. They can all fall off. But what I'm not going to do is fall off on me. Nope, not no more. No, never. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't care if we join 17 challenges together. You can quit 100 times. Yep, you can. I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. If we get together and we start walking, thank you so much, beautiful. I appreciate you. If we decide we're gonna go walking together, and you call me one morning and say you're not going, guess what? I need you to know that when you say you're not going no more, I'm still going. I need you to know I'm still going. That's how I move. Good evening, everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm Coach King. I've lost 479 pounds naturally. Each night I come live and I talk about fear, faith, and all the things in between to help you reach your weight loss and wellness goals and stay consistent without dieting, counting calories, running to the gym, or going crazy. Yes, you may be a surgery patient. Yes, you may use an injection. But one thing you cannot avoid, regardless of the method in which you have chosen to get healthy, is your mindset. Hey, now. And so that's what I focus on. I am not a dieter. I'm not a gym goer like that. I am literally a therapeutic weight loss and wellness guide, coach, therapist. I'm retired therapist. You can call it what you want to, but the bottom line is we focus on your mindset. So we're not over here getting caught up in weighing food, buying scales, and counting calories when people can't even wrap the concept of what nutrition and healthy is in their brain. You got to first learn that. I was in a room of about, I don't know, we can probably say, I think when I was last on stage, it was about, I don't know, 8 or 9,000 people in that room. And I asked the room to show me a hand of individuals that if I gave them a quiz on the nutritional requirements for an adult, for a child, or even for themselves, if they could regurgitate it and tell me what that looks like. How many, what does the FDA say? Not what you think it should be, but what does science say about the way your body works? What is required? How often, with minus the medical stuff, minus diseases, minus all that. What did the health community say about what our body should be doing way back then? Very few raised their hand. Because what happened, people could only regurgitate me dieting strategies, the way to cut calories or skip past getting in nutrition. Few people could talk about the percentages of carbs, fats, and things like that the body actually needs. Biotin, thiamine. People weren't talking about those things. But a lot of us, when you go do the research, are actually suffering from malabsorption, which causes malnourishment. Many of us actually have autoimmune diseases where one of the primary issues is delayed metabolism and malabsorption. But we're not doing stuff for malabsorption. And we're wondering why we're not losing weight, but we're eating right. You're not absorbing the stuff to make you do that. I don't care if you drink 195,000 grams of protein. If you have an absorption issue, you're not absorbing the protein. But what we're learning is we're more uneducated and lacking knowledge on basic information on what a nutritional foundation should be. I was there. I was that girl. I couldn't tell you anything about anything, but I could tell you what food tastes good. I couldn't tell you anything about anything, but I could tell you what tasted good. Does that make sense? Because I ate over 25,000 calories a day. Sometimes I could eat up to 100,000. It just depends on how depressed I was. And I've usually eaten about 20,000 calories by around 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, because I eat all through the night. And as soon as I wake up and eat. When I was paralyzed in the hospital bed, I did not wake up and brush my teeth. I woke up and put food in my mouth. Hmm. Yeah, I'm telling you my truth. So if there's people that can't accept their truth, I give you permission to do that based on the fact that I weighed 592 pounds, paralyzed with a shit tube, a piss tube, a nose tube, a feeding tube, every tube you can think of, 6 IVs, a port that I still have, and I even had a PIC line and a separate IV in this part of my neck. I laid in that state for 4 years. I, at one point in my life, have had every possible autoimmune disease with the exception of 4 as a diagnosis. I've had almost any disease you can think of that they say affects the colored people as a diagnosis as well, which they say you have to be on medicine forever for. But I have not taken a pill or put a pill in my body related to any of my previous medical diagnoses when I took control of my health for over 8.5, 9 years. I have a terminal condition, but I choose to manage it by putting the priority in my health and wellness first. And I don't care if that means going to the grocery store and buying fresh herbs and grinding it up and do whatever it looks like for me. It's my priority. Because I don't want to be, I'm going to tell you my experience. I spent a lot of my experience going places and doing things short of breath, my feet hurting, my back hurting, unable to breathe, toilets being too small, unable to properly wipe myself in public because the bathroom isn't big enough for me. I spent myself in moments where there was inner humiliation. And see, if you haven't been a real big girl, you don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm gonna talk to you about the things that don't want to talk about. See, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you how I'm clocking it because I'm skinny. I'm not gonna sit here and talk to you about my waist or I'm so glad I can wear skinny people stuff. I don't give a crap about that stuff. Because I don't care how skinny you are after losing weight, if your butt is depressed, sad, suicidal, low self-esteem, and the only thing you can hang on to is running to the gym and counting calories. And if people take either one of those away from you, you're gonna go right back to eating again because you ain't developed no coping skills. None. True story. Been working with a client for years. Over and over. I say, let's get on your mindset. Let's get on your mindset. You've lost all this weight. We must do the therapy. Coach, I don't think I need to. I said it's not about your past. It's about, do you have scope and coping skills to deal with a transition in your life right now? See, many of us get on a health journey and we don't plan for tragedy, to deal with tragedy on our health journey. I don't know. That's a choice you would need to make, baby. Do you understand what I'm saying? We literally are struggling, deeply struggling on the inside. We're getting the results on the outside, but in our brain, something else is happening and no one can give us the proper language to describe it. Because when you lose massive amounts of weight, the chemicals in both your stomach and body, as well as your brain, adjust. Dramatic weight loss adjusts and affects the chemicals in your brain. Check it out, because it's hormonal. So when a person goes and loses a massive amount of weight, it's actually common for them to suffer from anxiety and depression, because you're having to walk into a new identity and accept a new person. Imagine always being the big of the group and now you're not anymore, but you're still being treated like the big of the group. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. So there's a whole identity that we as people on wellness journeys have to learn and figure out, what is the new me. especially if you were someone as a plus size person that identified yourself as the big person. If everything, especially like for me, I was a plus size model and I struggled for years after losing weight to get away from the way I made jokes about myself. I laughed about myself. And the last and final thing I had to stop doing was stop saying I like being big, because I never liked that shit. Excuse my language. Never once did I like being short of breath, my knees hurting, my back hurting, and have to stand up with one foot lifted up off the ground because I'm too damn big to stand on both feet. Never did I like that. But I had to get in that persona in order to be able to handle and accept the rejection that I received from the world. Do you understand? I had to love the me that I didn't want because you all hated me so much because I was big. It might be too deep for people. I understand sometimes I'm too deep. I understand I'm not for everybody. I understand that TikTok is full of people that want a weight loss surgery or weight loss injection or a quick fix, and I don't got that. So if you're here for that, you're in the wrong live. I don't got that for you. I've been in the therapy in the behavioral health arena. I've even worked for the government for over 20 some odd years. I ain't got that for you. But what I have done in over 10 years is help over 100,000 people lose weight and keep it off. Why? Not because I gave them some magical dieting trick, but because they were able to do the work necessary for them to break the bondage of their inappropriate relationship with food that they had developed their entire life. And what did not fix that is an injection or surgery or a pendelectomy, a dectomy, a boob lift, a BBL. None of that fixed that. And I've had women who've gotten all that done. I've helped multiple women lose over 400 pounds. Multiple women who lose over 400 pounds, multiple women. And what I will tell you is in the middle of all of those journeys, that it had some form of the same thing. And it was up here. It was up here. I didn't do the work they did. I didn't have the discovery they did. They had the discovery mentally. I didn't. But I made the space safe enough for people to open the doors that they need to open to discover what they need to discover, and then give them the proper therapeutic behavior modification, CBT, and existentialism to address them. To address them. Because it's one thing to know what we need. It's one thing to have access to what is needed to do, but it's a whole nother thing to put all three of those concepts together and to attack the target. Because many of us know we may have an emotional eating problem, but that doesn't stop us from emotionally eating when we hear that someone passes away. You understand what I'm saying? Earlier, I was talking about how you're on a journey, and I asked you, are you prepared for tragedy? Because life is not going to stop happening because you decided to get skinny. I started Monday. I know this is for the better. Yes, T, you got this. I'm sorry, you guys. Sometimes I forget about the comments, and I just realized I need to get the comments. I'm sorry. Welcome in, everybody. If I missed you, I'm so sorry. I'm Coach Kenya. Welcome in. This is our late night face your fears, face your fronts daily reading. We've been going live for 207 days. This is day 207. On Saturday nights, I talk about self. I give you a topic about self, and then we do 2 readings from 2 books. One is Melanie Beattie. The other one is David Komalafi, 365 Days of Fear Not. We use these 2 books. These 2 books I have been using for several years. And when you look in them, you can look inside, and they have writings and dates because they were gifted to me by people. Oh, dang, the page from her is out. Okay, so the book is barely hanging on, and it looks like the page that I originally wrote on from her is gone. But I will tell you, it might be taped in her because I'd be trying to hold on to it. It's probably taped in her somehow to keep it. As you can see, it's actually taped currently holding the book together. I love this book, guys. This book has been a lifesaver. This book helps you deal with issues in relationship as well as your own hurts, pains, loss. It talks about a little bit of everything. There's grief in here, families, kids, relationships, all of the above. And what Melanie Beattie has done for you is give you a daily devotional kind of layout that you can read every day to give you something to process and to think about as it relates to kind of this healing and this freedom of these codependent kind of thinking strategies and behaviors we tend to end up in when living daily life, from our pains, our experiences, our upbringing. And so, what she does is she tries to give you a daily reading to help you look at things from a different set of eyes, right? One thing I can tell you is that when you take the same set of eyes to a new situation, the situation is going to look like the old one because you're not going in there with a new vision. But if you show, good morning, good evening, TR, good evening, Marilyn and Remain. But if you shall take your new vision into your new circumstances, then you will see all the blessings and the gifts of that. But if you go somewhere new with your old self, then you're going to get the same results because you didn't take nothing new to the situation. So many of us are wanting changes, but there's things that you're not wanting to change. You're wanting to change A, but you got to change A through Z, and you only want to change A, but you're expecting the results of changing A through Z. How? How do we elevate if we're not even willing to fully commit to the steps that it takes to elevate? So it's like asking yourself, why? Not only why, it's not just asking yourself why, but what am I willing to sacrifice to pursue better? What am I willing, hear me out, to sacrifice to pursue better? Because comfort in our current state is real. People don't understand it. Doesn't Thank you so much, beautiful. You can be in the worst situation ever. And because it's comfortable and familiar, you will be willing to stay over leaving. You can be at the heaviest point of your life. You can be in the worst medical circumstances of your life. You can get the worst news at the doctor about your weight in your life, and you will still leave that doctor's office and go through that drive-through. Why? You know why? Because your response is with food is healing to your emotions. So because you got the bad news, your pursuit is to something to make you feel better, even though it's food. The doctor thinks what he's saying to you is going to scare you into action. But what the doctor doesn't realize that the fear that he has just tried to put in you is not going to turn into action. It's going to turn into a state of failure. And as a result of the guilt and shame that comes from the statement that you tell me in that doctor's office, where you think you done changed my mind and motivated me, you talking crazy to me isn't motivating me because you're forgetting that the world is already doing that. If I come see you, you're supposed to be my superpower, my protector, my safe space. So if you sit in the office and dog me in the only place I have left to be safe, when I leave, you not only am I going to eat more, but I'm definitely not following nothing you just said to do. Yes, I can hold the book up, baby. Yes, I can, baby. So this is why I know there's coaches that think talking to people, oh, if you was on time, you was this, and I bet you wasn't doing that when you was eating that food. And I'm not doing all that to you. Do you realize that some people are taunted about their size and the amount of food they eat all day long? Did you know that some of the people around you that are overweight are scared to eat in front of you? But because you keep making comments about their food. Did you know it's not okay to tell somebody when you see them, girl, what you doing? It look like you lost weight. Why you can't just tell them they look good? Why do you need to attach that on them and call that part out? Why can't they just look good? Look at our culture. I was sitting next to my sister today at an event. We just got back. Did you know that every single person, my sister hugged about 15 people. Let me show y'all culture. Let me show y'all the abuse, the little sidekicks that y'all women be out here doing. Y'all need to stop. Of all those 15 women who've known my sister for years, some of them are her clients. All of them made sure, after telling her how good she looked, that they talked about her weight. All of them. And then one of them went as far as to say this. Oh, you're going to eat that? You done lost so much weight. Why? 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 Why can't you just give the compliment? Huh? Because if I tell you what I've done, you're not going to go do it. So why you need to know that? You're not going to go do it. You gonna stand there, have me gap my mouth, tell you everything I've done, only for you to say, oh, I think I might try it. Why? Why can't you just give me a compliment? Because that's the culture we in. That's the culture that this country has created about image and size. You can't even lose the weight in peace. But isn't it interesting how they let you get big in peace, but you can't get thin in peace? Make it make sense. Girl, I'm worried about her. I hope she lose that weight. I'm worried about her. And as soon as she loses 300 pounds and has sagging skin, the first thing you going to say to your girlfriend is, oh, she's looking sick. Abusive. Marsha! High resilience, good to see you. Why? 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 And then the thing about, oh, girl, you getting thick. Why do y'all do that? Why? Do y'all know it's called body shaming? When you look at somebody else's plate and make a comment about how much food they had, it's called food shame. Let me educate you. Give me some knowledge before we do our reading. I got 3 minutes. Body shaming is when you speak to a person or you see them, and the first thing you point out is what's going on with their body. Yes, we can see the other book. So this was the first book. I'm sorry, T. Okay, 1. TR, yes. We behave with the behavior with comforts that comforts us despite the fact that it's so true. That's it, especially me being a recovering alcoholic. I know alcohol ain't good for you when you have a terminal illness, but that didn't stop me from going from socially drinking to chronically drinking. That didn't stop me. I knew better. I'm literally trained in the area that I got obese in. What are you talking about? I was severely depressed and anxious. And I gained 389 pounds from that depression in 10 months. But I work in the field of mental health therapy, counseling, all of that. How come I couldn't fix myself? How come I couldn't see that I had a food addiction early on, get help for it, and it not get me to 600 pounds? I couldn't see. So I needed someone else to help me see it. It didn't matter that I was an expert in the area. I couldn't see me. So I needed someone else to help me see me. So sometimes we may have all the information and knowledge in weight loss and wellness, but when you are a coach, like I'm a coach, I have a coach, a therapist, 2 sponsors, a spiritual advisor, period. Why? Why do I have all that? Because I need people too. I need people too. And I always tell people, if you're working with a coach, ask them if they have a coach. If they have a coach, ask them if they have a therapist. And if they don't have neither of the one, run. Yep, I said that out loud. One of the number one motivational speakers, he has over 155 TED Talks, said that to me almost 10 years ago. In 2016, I met him at an event. I was backstage. He was going after me on stage. I was going to be premiered for my weight loss. He was right after me. And he said, I'm going to give you one tip of advice. And that was his advice. And I've kept it. And I've stayed consistent with that. Why? Why have I stayed consistent? All these is what he said. Because anytime you are in the space in which you allow people to dump their stuff inside of your ears, your heart, or your mind, if you don't have a team to help you sweep and clean the inside of you up, you gonna get jacked up. Yeah. So what we do is we keep the street all the way clean over here. At least I try to really, really hard. Yep. I'm a motivated with a great motivational therapist. Yep. Period. Boom. That's important. Why? Thank you, Trey. Why do I encourage you to do that? Because if you don't have anybody helping you stay filling you up and feeding your cup, then how does your cup get full when you're constantly emptying it? Y'all got tonight's. I'm sure y'all got the topic of tonight's discussion already. So I probably don't need to give it tonight's discussion is self-care and being realistic about the choices and the things that are holding us back. I had my group write down all the things they felt they were holding them back. It was 4 girls in the room. And after they finished writing, I had them go through each one and I made them describe each one to me. Guess who was the culprit of each one of those barriers they said they had? They were. When you took away when you broke the barrier down, the barrier equated something that they had not done or did not do yet. Do you understand? They had done or did not do. It always went back to them. One of them was, well, I can't do A because my kids need B, and these are adult kids. They're not kids. They're adult because my kids. And I say, your kids? You have kids? And she was like, well, my adult children. Mm, mm, mm. Well, I can't do this because if I do this, my kids. And I said, but your kids are grown. Huh. Okay. She continued to talk, and basically, all five of her things were because she was sacrificing her ability to stay consistent for herself for things that she should not be doing for five grown adults. Kim, hi, beautiful. Unless you retrain your behavior, you don't know. You don't know another one to do. It's very true. It's not just discovering the issue that you want to change. It's about changing it, and not. It's not like he will say, "Oh, I'm gonna change that," and then they work for 2 solid weeks, and they say, "I worked so hard, and I just couldn't do it." 2 weeks is nothing. 2 weeks is nothing. Even when people tell me, oh, I followed so and so program for 6 months, you realize it's nothing. But the problem is, many of y'all have self gratification and microwave mentalities. So you don't know how, you have no patience to longevity. So because you can't understand the mere concept of patience and longevity, you continue to engage in things that you didn't even have to do in the beginning because you didn't learn the number one thing about life, and that's have some patience. Because see what I tell women, they say, "Oh, I want to hurry up and get it over with." I said, "You should have thought about that when you were eating tater chips and cookies, because you weren't hurrying up and putting down those tater chips and cookies. So you're not going to be able to hurry up and get this weight off like that. So let's stop saying that. Well, I just want to hurry up and get to the point. That's not going to happen like that. It's irrational. So I try not to like make my girls do that to themselves because that's one of the worst things to do. One of the worst things to do is to pick a date on the calendar and then say, thank you so much, Jay. Welcome in, you guys. I'm so much missing all these people on all these platforms. I'm live on like 7 platforms. There's so many comments. I can't even keep up. I'm not even gonna lie tonight. It's a lot. I ain't never set it up like this, and it's a little bit overwhelming. So tomorrow I gotta take it back to my original because I can't even track all of y'all. I'm so sorry. Welcome into everyone who's came. My name is Coach King. I've lost 479 pounds naturally. Me and my girls, every night we go live. This is Self-Care Saturday night. I do this every Saturday night. I go really late at night and we talk for about 35 or 40 minutes. And then I see you guys tomorrow for RI Sunday. Tonight's topic is self-discipline, self-motivation, and self-consistency. And are you willing to be honest about the changes and then do the work in longevity and patience? And the reason why those were the topics is because of all the intakes and interviews that I do, there's one consistent theme from every woman that gets on my line or comes to the meeting or does the one-on-one. And today, as I share, thank you so much on the floor, Mark, and I appreciate all your love and all your likes. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here, my love. I actually just followed you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You totally didn't have to do any of that. So I'm very grateful. The reason why I have not said hit the like button or give me gifts because we don't do any of that here at all, even though I know I don't want you to feel like you have to pay me to share with you anything I'm saying. I have a company, I have a business, I have coaching clients. That is not what this is about. It's literally about to offer you motivation, information. You can Google my name. You'll learn more about me and actually find out what I do, and you'll see why I just said what I said. Um, but coming from my deathbed to where I am, I just have a different mentality about the whole industry of weight loss and wellness, period. First and foremost, I think it is misclassified. I believe weight loss should be categorized as a mental health medical issue so that people can get first long-term supportive therapeutic treatment in facilities and spaces, just as you would if you had an eating disorder, so that people can learn how to properly fuel, feed, and heal their bodies. I also think that people have a right to deal with traumatic relationships with food. Like myself, when I was younger, an incident happened. The way that I was felt better was from eating and drinking. That later turned into years and years and years of abuse to food and alcohol. Okay. I just believe that we as a country have not provided people, and that there are so many people in the grave that should not be there from obesity related illnesses early on in their life, because we as a medical field in this country has failed to provide still yet today the proper services and treatment for those of us who suffer with obesity. They say, oh, I have diabetes, but that's not your only problem. You've also learned to feel with food. And until you stop feeling with food, regardless if you take 17 injections or not, you still got to deal with why you felt it was cool to eat to feel better. And nothing takes that away other than the work. I work with women who do have injections, surgeries. I have women who've had 4 and 5 weight loss surgeries that I work with. And that's okay. That's their story. I'm just explaining to you the capacity in which doctors will allow you to continue to cut yourself up for a waistline. Because if I've had all 5 of the weight loss surgeries and I still weigh 300 or 400 pounds, no doctor nowhere is not concerned about my mental health. Just think about that with me for a second. I'm coming back and forth to your office, and you don't think it's time you get a prior auth and get me authorized 6 months of some type of intensive treatment nowhere? You don't think so? Have to cut me 5 different times, give me 5 different surgeries. You don't think you want to bring somebody in because you've already sent me to a nutritionist. You've even already sent me to a therapist to get the surgeries you keep giving me. Clearly, that doesn't work. Or you wouldn't keep giving me more procedures. If you're a doctor and you're giving weight loss surgeries and you're telling your patients if you eat again you're going to gain the weight again, then why are you giving them the surgery when you understand they have an eating disorder? You just said in your own words they have an eating disorder without saying it, but you're not giving them the services for the disorder though. But you see it. You see it. You're not calling insurance companies. You're not getting prior auths. Why? But if I tell you I want the surgery, you're going to open the moon, the sun, the ground, your kids, your daddy, and your mama for me, though. Why? Because you're going to get kickbacks for 5, 6 years. How many years is it now? It used to be 5 years you get kickback. You see patients up to 5 years after surgery. So you used to get 5 years of kickbacks. How many is it now? Huh? Because I want to know. I'm just curious. Because you see me keep coming, but you're not giving me any other solution. So who's the asshole or the asinine one? Who's the stupid one? Because if you keep, as the doctor, keep giving me the same procedure and it's not working and we're not switching it up, then why am I keep coming back to you? Who's the stupid one? You're the educated one, and you keep letting me come back. I mean, make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's why I say what I say about classifications to weight loss so people can get all the services they need. Okay, give me the surgery, but do you think I can get a year of counseling too, please? So that I can deal with the changes, so that when I'm struggling in the stages of my eating, do you think I can go talk to somebody when I start struggling, when the depression might kick in? Do you think I can already have that on? Can you include that? I'm not talking about no one-time surgery up to the surgery. I'm not talking about that. That's what many of y'all get, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about intensive cognitive behavioral therapy mixed with a little existentialism so you can relearn your relationship with food, which usually goes about 24 months. I'm talking about real healing. I'm not talking about put me somewhere, shoot me up, and send me back in the street. I'm talking about put me somewhere, help me fix me. Help me figure out why I start eating in the first place. Help me figure out why at night I wait all day to get a morsel of food. Help me figure out why I think restricting automatically equals weight loss, but yet it's damaging my autoimmune disease I claim that's causing me to be big, but yet it's my behaviors, but you won't help me fix my behaviors. Send me somewhere where they're gonna give me some real knowledge about nutrition. You sent me to a nutrition, but she gave me a printout of a sheet of paper of foods not to eat. She didn't tell me what I could eat or what it looked like. You told me to go eat more vitamin K, vitamin D, and vitamin E, but what's that? You're giving me knowledge and information, but you're not giving me enough to get where I need to be to have long-term success. Why? Why? It's not affordable to it's not affordable to make you well. It's profitable to keep you coming back, and that is true. And that's true. It is more profitable for you to stay sick than for you to get well. Why do you think supplement companies aren't FDA approved? Because it would literally bankrupt Big Pharma. Do you realize if people were less sick, we would need less insurance? More pharmacies will go out of business. If tons of people aren't going to pharmacies, there's not a need for there to be a Walgreens and a CVS on every corner. They only keep building them because people are getting sicker, right? They're making medicine more easy to access. Remember, you could only get medicine in the store. You can get medicine in the mail. You don't even got to see your doctor for 6 months, and he'll keep filling your script and sending it to your house as long as you keep pushing that doctor to get it come to make it come. Your doctor will fill your prescriptions over and over and over, and it is only until he checks your chart and realizes he ain't seen you in a year that he'll stop filling your medicine. So only so you can then call his office, make an appointment, pay a copay to get a new script to go pay that copay. People tell me, I used to say, this is my statement. I used to say I can't afford to get healthy. But the insurance I paid for my job, I had to have the most expensive insurance because I have an illness. So the insurance I paid for my job, it took money from my check, and I had to pay money because I needed multiple insurances because of my disorder. So that's the first thing. The other thing I would say is I didn't want to pay no money for no food I didn't want to eat because didn't taste good. So I might go, like, say, to a restaurant and spend $180 on a steak and some shots and a loaded baked potato at Charleston's. But if you tell me a 30-day supply of your nutritional system was $180, I'm gonna tell you that's too much money. But I'm gonna go eat one meal one time for 180. Are y'all following me tonight? Are y'all with me? Thank you, Jay. Thank you, babies. Thank you so much. Are y'all with me? Thank you, TR. Thank you. Thank you. Give a shout out to my moms. Please make sure you guys follow my mom. Is this my backup page, by the way? My other page. Make sure you follow me that one too. If you want to, you don't have to. I post videos over here and I go live here. So saved content is on the big page. Going live is only on this page. And they did offer me my live access back. They said that I should already have had it. And the other day, when I went to the other page to look at the live status and I hit the button, it actually said you have live access. So there's some type of glitch or something. I did win that appeal because it says I did. But the thing is, on my page, it still has this big red thing. So what they're saying is that I have to re-verify my age and all this stuff, and that should be fixed. So it doesn't matter what page you follow me on. I will still be going live on this one, even once the main page is open. So don't worry, okay? So, and I do follow back. I love to follow back. I don't have a problem with that. I like seeing your content. I'm not that type of creator. I don't mind. You guys have great content. A lot of you guys are spiritual prophetess, first ladies. Y'all post a lot about the Bible, about God. Many of you are talented. You're business owners. I see your items. I get to see your craft. So I'm definitely about that life. So usually when the live is over, I follow those and I follow all those who tap and gift. That's just me. I know that most creators don't do that because when you follow accounts based on that account's activity, it can cause issues with your viewing, and some people don't know that. When you follow account that's low, and then you like it and are active on that because it's not on one of the bigger pages where the algorithm rhythm is busy, it can affect yours. But that's not why I'm on the app. I'm not trying to go viral. And although many of you might be trying to get your TikTok bag, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I've been doing this. This is merely a way for me to love, inspire, and motivate others and show you join my community from TikTok. That's fine. But that's not the sole purpose. You don't got to feel like that here. You can just come, sit back, relax, get your pen and your paper, or grab your books off of Amazon and come read with me each night. Okay? All right. Day 207. We ready? It says, it is written, when he saw their faith, he said to him, man, your sins are forgiven. Luke 5:20. Principle. Sins forgiven means mercies received. And the prayer from David Komalofi says, thank you, God, for your loving kindness in forgiving me for my sins in Jesus' name. And then number 2 says, I receive grace to live right in Jesus' name. So 2 prayers, 1 principle. So the principle for today was sins forgiven means mercies received. Prayer 1 is thank God for your loving kindness and forgiving me for my sins in Jesus' name. And I receive grace to live right in Jesus' name. So asking God to forgive us, because none of us are perfect, that's fine. Or whatever you pray to, I pray to God. I believe in God, that's it. But I don't judge nobody. Do your thing, live your life, I'm gonna live mine. Okay? That's how I am pretty much. Because the thing is, if I spend so much time worried about your doing, then who's worried about me? See, I want to be focused on me. I done seen some things and been some places I don't want to return. So in order to do that, I want to stay in line with me. Because listen, if I get too caught up in somebody else's stuff, then who's over here taking care of my business? And that's why we read the second book. We read the second book because believe it or not, you would be shocked how your everyday behavior, especially if you struggle with emotional eating and restricting, you'll be absolutely amazed how the things and the way you live and the things you do for other people are directly related to how you move with food. Directly related to how you move. You would be amazed. I could probably give you 3 scenarios right now where all y'all be hollering in these comments, that's me. And you didn't even know until I showed you how to put 2 and 11 together. Because many times we don't know that those things are together. The best example I always give when people say, I'll tell you right now, somebody just said on the other on Instagram, what do you mean? I'll give you an example. Your girlfriend calls. You're not even hungry. Watch this. Hey girl! Oh my God, what happened? For real? When? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Stop. Oh mercy. Yeah, I know. Girl, tell me. Stop. Really? Oh my God, girl, that's got me so upset. I can't believe it. And what he say? Some potato chips? Girl, you got me on. Girl. Yeah. Yeah. So where y'all gonna live? Really? You done ate a whole bag of chips, listen to your girlfriend's problem. You done got stressed out over your girlfriend's problem. Went and picked up some chips while y'all on the phone. You done sat and ate half a bag of chips, and it ain't even your problem you eating over. You done emotionally ate over your friend. Oh, girl, well, call me when you figure it out, okay? Okay, I'm gonna pray for you. Yeah, I'll pray. You know I will. You know I got you. Yeah, yeah. Okay, God bless you. It's gonna be okay. Call me back if you need me. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. I love you too. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Girl, what is she gonna do? Oh, what is she gonna do? I would just be tore up. Can't none of y'all relate? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I know you can. I know without a shot. Hey, Jasmine, how are you, baby? I know without a shadow of a doubt you can relate to what I just did. Your girlfriend calls, your mama calls, your child calls, your friend calls. I don't know. They call. You answer. You immediately jump into fix it mode. And if it's stressful, you jump into chewing mode. Why? Because chewing calms you down. You best think when you're chewing. Some of y'all think best when you're eating. Just saying, it's what triggers your thoughts because it's attached to chewing. It's the emaciation. It's the tasty. It's not the tasting. It's the chewing that many of us are actually addicted to. We can, as long as we're chewing something. Those of you who chew ice, ink pen tops, bottle caps, your T-shirt, your hair. You got issues with, and you got issues right there. And it's you need a therapist to fix that, boo. uh, our psychotherapist, psychologist. That's not something you can fix on your own. You need to go, it because that and that is connected. Okay, they're never mind. Let me finish. That's one example. Just hold on to the example. So if you know that person, that's just let you know how easy it is to not recognize that you overeat for your stuff and their stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because some of us don't even know that we eat after getting other people's information. And it was written to the Christians in Philippi. Cut the TV completely off. Cut it off. Because some of us don't even know that when we do that, it's directly related to what we're battling, right? Because then we'll say, I don't even eat that much. But if you sit and eat a whole bag of Doritos on the phone with your girlfriend, huh? And then you don't even count that as a meal because that's not a meal, huh? Okay. Second reading. Food for thought, food for thought, food for thought. Okay. This is all food for thought. Day 207. Melanie Beatty, July 12th. I know it's the 13th for some of y'all, but it's only 9:22 on the West Coast. It's not midnight on the West Coast. And our reading is done on West Coast time. Okay. July 12th says, thank you guys so much for the follow and the love. I got you back as soon as we're done, okay? No stress, relax. Okay, July 12th says, let the universe lead the way. Feel and see how the life force, the heartbeat of the universe, leads you on, guides you, takes you on your way, on the way. Yes, there are times when we need to march forward, muster up our willpower, and grind through the emotions. But those times are transitory, and that's not the magical way we're living now. Even when we stop, doubt, wonder, get tired, and confused, the universe is there to revitalize us, move us along our path, and lead the way. If you're tired, rest. If you're sad, cry. If you're thirsty, take a long, cold drink of water. If you feel hopeless, feel that. But no, it's just for the moment. If you feel confused, feel that. Feel it until clarity, desire, hope, and the meaning break through. You don't have to trudge through on willpower, not any longer. You don't have to push your way through. Rest until you feel healed. Then gently go forward. Let the universe assist you. Open your eyes, the eyes of your soul, and see where to go. Feel where to go. Sense what to do next. See how the magical power of the universe carries you along, even when you get tired. Even when you get confused, you are connected to yourself, to the universal life force, to God. Quiet the chatter of your mind, renew your body, replenish your soul, take in all the healing energy of the world around you. Then let the universe lead the way. Hey, I like that one. Okay, so today's reading is when the reading does the work for me, I don't give a talk afterwards. You understand? If the readings are powerful, I let them do their job. I simply do because it's like from his mouth to my ears. For me, this reading for me is thank you. Hi, Mr. Law Digital. For me, where it says rest until you feel it's no this part. If you're tired, rest. If you're sad, cry. If you're thirsty, take a long cold drink of water. If you feel hopeless, feel that. But no, it's just for the moment. If you feel confused, feel that. Feel it until clarity, desire, hope, and meaning break through. You don't have to trudge through on willpower. How many of you guys are this is how I used to be. I'm not like that anymore. If I'm weak and struggling, I tell somebody, listen, I'm not okay. How many of you all go through stuff and you just suck it up and run through it. You don't feel it, you don't deal with it, you just suck it up. You run through the next thing and you suck it up and you run through the next thing, you suck it up and you run through the next thing. And then when you 5 minutes from breaking down, losing your mind, blowing up a building, shooting 17 people, TikTok don't block me. But the more to what I'm trying to say is, and then when you're on the brink of the edge, you looking crazy, talking about something, I'm tired, I can't go any further. You never had to get to that state. I'm giving you permission right now to slow down and feel some things. I'm giving you permission to slow down and feel so you can heal. Because one thing is certain and two things for sure, no one can do anything with damaged insides. And some of us are walking around with damaged, broken insides. We keep taking all the broken glass of our heart and our soul and our mind and our body, and we just sweeping it in the corner. And before you know it, internally, we just full of broken pieces. Broken heart, broken mind, broken everything. But we still got to show up. We still got to have a smile on our face. We still going, oh, I got to go help the first lady. And we barely making it. Sometimes, be still. Rest. You need it. Take a break. You deserve it. You don't want to get up and go? If you can avoid going, don't go. Because sometimes that one more thing you're pushing through and saying that you gotta do is the very thing that you shouldn't be doing anyway. Someone told me I work night shifts and then I have to come home and take my daughter's baby so she can go do something, but it wouldn't work. And I said, huh? She said, I have to come home and take my daughter's baby so she can, I think she want to say, so she can go to her boyfriend's. It was something, it wasn't like responsible. And I said, so you working 16 hours, 12, 16 hours. Then you go home and stand up with the baby for 8 or 9 hours so your daughter can go outside to kick it? And she said, yeah. How? I said, how are you awake? She said, well, I take stuff to keep myself alert and oriented so I can take care of the baby. And I said, but why can't... Leona, listen, Leona, if you're the right Leona, which I think you are, no, you might not be the right one. Okay, if you are, you might be. If you're the one that I'm thinking of, you're going to send me something to share to promote. And you sent it a while back. Am I the right one? Okay, so if you're the right one, I accidentally deleted that. I don't have that anymore. What you sent me, if that's you, it's not you. Wrong Leona. Okay. Wrong Leona. I was going to say, can you send it to me again so I can post it? Someone reached out to me. They have a business, and I already have someone that does that service for me, but I still wanted to help promote them because I know them. And they sent me an email with the stuff to promote, but I accidentally deleted it because my email was full, and I deleted it not knowing because I couldn't see the whole thing. So I just wanted to let you know that I don't have it. So if you could resend it, but it was you. Oh my gosh, I remember which one you are. This is my backup page. Mom, I can't go live on the page that you wanted on anymore. You found me. How are you? How's the family? How's the girl? I believe you have a daughter. You have kids. But I can't remember if it's a boy and a girl. A son. Okay, I was getting there. If it's a daughter, I was going to say a daughter, but it's a son. Hello, beauty. TR, do you remember Leona? Oh my gosh. I'm so happy to see you. This is kind of cool. Because I wouldn't have seen you if I wasn't here. Okay, let me stay focused. I only have 6 minutes, you guys. On Saturdays, we only get to do an hour. So I'm going to get off and stay consistent. To stay on my time, I want to follow. Anyways, I want to follow what I tell my team I'm going to do. So Saturdays, just an hour. We're almost done. We have 6 minutes. It will be out of here. Oh my gosh, TR, isn't that so cool that she wrote in the live? I haven't seen you I haven't seen a lot of my subscribers or followers at all because I can't do any of that on my old page. because TikTok said that they got reports that my pictures aren't my pictures and that they were AI generated and photoshopped, but they're actually my pictures. So, unfortunately, that's what I've been battling. Is people on the app, they said that they had multiple accounts report that my page was AI generated content and that the pictures were not myself, but they are me. It is not AI generated content. I actually was on my deathbed weight 592 pounds in hospice. Um, so I don't know why they did that, but they did, and that's why you haven't seen me. So yeah, they blocked me. They reported that I was doing underage, inappropriate content. That was the first ding, which was not true, but that's okay. And then the second ding was they had 5 reports that my information was fraudulent, uh, either AI generated fraudulent or not me, but it's me. It's me. The mole, the same mole is there, you guys. It's me. So that was my experience with TikTok. The reports were from other accounts, other content creators actually on the app. So I don't worry about it no more. It's okay. We have this place and we have our other place. And I'm going to keep posting content and I'm going to keep going live and motivating you and encouraging you. And for all you guys, all you coaches that have secret people that come to my different pages, don't worry, love. It's all right. I'm not going to threaten your TikTok bag for you to do your jam, because I'm not worried about that. That's not why I'm here. I know you may be pressed about it, but that's not why I'm here. So whatever you gotta report it, do your thing. And over here, we're gonna stay focused and do ours. So we're not gonna worry about it. But that is what happened, and I deeply apologize because I know you guys rock with me over there, and I have tons of consistent followers, over several hundred that was always at my live. And so I'm forever grateful for you guys and for all the love and likes and stuff over there. I really appreciate it. But this is our new spot. It's cool. It's cool. Don't worry. You know, some things, sometimes sometimes when things hurt your feelings, because it hurt my feelings, that if people knew what I went through, they would never say those pictures are me. But I don't sit on here and romanticize the severity of what happened to me. You understand what I'm saying? Your true folks will always follow you. Yep. And that's what's happened. So, I'm me, and I don't want to be nobody else, and I don't want nobody else to want to be me. Okay? That's all. So I'm me. I'm over here. I'm still motivating and inspiring people. Even if you haven't seen me, I still have my company is still up. I'm still doing all the same things. But it was just difficult for a while for me to be able to go live. But now we have it back. So it's okay. That's how I look at it. Any questions about tonight, by the way? Any questions? I usually on Saturdays will take 1 or 2 questions about weight loss. So if anybody has a question about that, I don't mind answering it before I go. Yep, God always has a plan. So I don't. And as a matter of fact, when that you mentioned that, TR, I think that slowly but surely, a lot of our followers from the other page are coming over here, sister. So it's okay. It's totally okay. Hi, Darlene. Hi, Josie. It's okay. We're good. Yeah. No questions? Oh, this is a quiet crowd. Okay. Well, if you guys have no questions, then I'm gonna go ahead and log